comments and something.
Please.
Yeah, he knows everything. I'm getting us ready.
Okay,
You can turn it.
you tell me whenever you're ready and I'll start the meeting.
Gee, you're doing everything.
Well, it was an accident.
Mine was too.
No, Lori was doing my haircut and she had took the guard off because she was going over my ear. And when she took the guard off to go over my ear, she looked at something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I had a meeting the next morning with the board members at 10 o'clock.
Oh,
So
So here we are.
she says, I don't know how to fix it.
well, let's see. So she gave you military bird.
No, so I went in the next morning at 9 o'clock and said, just whatever you gotta do. So it's grown out now 2 weeks.
We're good.
Okay. At 6:01, let's call the Community Development Appropriation Meeting for September 11th, 2024 to order. Do the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public participation. Regular items. Consider approval of the August 14th, 2024 Bartonville Community Development Corporation regular meeting minutes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Do I have a second? All in favor? Reading minutes approved. Discuss and consider potential marketing options. And I don't need glasses. You what? I don't need glasses.
Yeah, right.
It would fit anyway.
Yeah,
Is that what we're looking at with the?
Yes,
This one?
Shannon has printed out, so you all have all that. Mrs. Black has done all the legwork on this, and I've heard this stuff.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I reached out to 3 different periodical publishers that I knew. And got 3 different quotes, because you all know how I feel about getting 3 quotes, it's like. It's my thing, so, the one that looks like this is from Chasen Magazine. And it's orange, it says quote in the top left-hand corner. So they gave us 2 options. They did like a booklet digest size. So the digest size looks like a piece of paper and it looks like this.
Okay.
So they gave us that option as well. Whereas, the other one that's magazine is magazine size, okay? So they broke it down with pages. Here, like however many pages we wanted, I believe that the one that we had last time was 41 pages or something.
This one, that's why I ran out of here, because I couldn't remember how many. This one is 36.
Okay,
Including the front and the back.
okay. So I would think that we could work with the 24 pages, I mean, just in my opinion. So it's, considerably cheaper to do the booklet with the digest version, that smaller one. So she had an idea, that I thought was interesting, she's the only one who gave us this. But where we could mail it to Bartonville residents and businesses only. So the price for that, the proposals are there. To mail that out. I do wanna say with these 2, I haven't had a chance to really look at the 3rd one, because she sent that in late today. She didn't send it to me till after lunch today, and I was teaching, so I didn't have time to look at it. So we're gonna look at that one kind of together for the first time. Both of these, there is no additional charge for the artwork. So let's say that we wanna sell an ad, right, to help us pay for this. And we sell, a full page ad for $200, okay? That just helps us pay for it. We don't have to pay the magazine more for the digital artwork for that. Okay, so this is like for everything. Okay, so that's for both of these. So the other one is from Murray Media.
I don't have that.
I don't even know.
That's the email. Oh, sorry. Sorry. That's what I have.
Yeah, this is 3 pages and this one's just.
Got
And so she did break that one out in issues, and I don't know why, because we just asked for the one issue, so if you'll just look in that right-hand column where it says one issue. So it's 1,500 copies, 3,000 and 5,000 copies. So. Very similar in price. Murray Media was cheaper for the, apples to apples. For, well, not apples to apples, because they did 16 pages, so the Chasten printing was actually cheaper. For the 24 pages and it's for 1,500 quantity, because we weren't really sure, you guys, we kind of talked about it, somebody threw out 5,000, somebody threw out 3,000. So they gave us different quantities, 1,500, 3,000 and 5,000.
Okay.
Do you see that?
And that's, we're looking at the booklet.
No, we're looking at the magazine.
Okay.
The only person who gave me the booklet and the only person who gave me the mailing options is the quote on the left with the orange. So they're the only ones that gave me that option.
I really like that option, and I also really like the, mailing it out.
I do too.
But what if we didn't charge or ask the Bartonville businesses to pay for the ad, and that was our way to help the Bartonville businesses?
I'd be good, I think that's a great idea.
Then how do we choose who gets to be highlighted in the magazine if it's 24 pages?
I thought that would be good.
I know it's a great idea.
Mud on that.
I'm sorry, but how many businesses are in Bartonville? What did you guys say?
I have no idea off the top of my head, I'm sorry.
Somebody
So-
told me the other day, I don't remember, but it was a lot.
Are there, okay, I just want to make sure, are there different ad sizes that we? would
Yes,
do?
you can
So-
do quarter page, half page, and full page, and then you have the front cover and back cover.
So,
Quarter page, we can get 4 to a page.
but how do we choose who gets the front cover, back cover?
Well, Bartonville
Just use
is
it.
the front cover and back cover.
Just have something generic
Yeah.
on the front cover.
No, agreed, but when we come to a quarter page, are you saying everybody, how many were there, like 100 or something, right there, 100?
Business.
I thought it was in this, I thought it was high seventies, but probably close to, we got a list somewhere.
Yeah, because we've got a lot of home type in the insurance agencies and things of that nature, that were included in that business list, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we would need the professional, but not home-based businesses.
Yeah, no.
No,
Just going, I'd say storefronts, yeah. regular
just
storefronts.
storefront, yeah.
Yeah.
Storefront.
Okay, so if we did that, do we give each of them equal advertising?
I think so.
And so if there's, I'm just gonna throw, if there's 60 of them. And we have 24 pages. Very good with math, what would that?
So if you got 15 a quarter. Yeah, they got quarter ads a page, you get 15.
15.
Okay,
But we could do 32, so there's 32
Yeah, we could
pages.
do 32.
But we could do even more, I just didn't ask her for more, so I was trying to do apples to apples for everybody. But of course, the booklet thing isn't apples to apples, because nobody else, she did this all on her own.
Yeah.
She was real invested in this, like, very, I loved her communication skills, I mean, it was like.
Now, we could mail a magazine too, like a 8.5 by 11. You could mail that.
Oh, she gave us a price for that as well.
Yeah. Which would probably be better. I like the idea of, can you find out for how many brick and mortar businesses we have? I like, cause then that really does what we're supposed to do, hopefully, I like those businesses, and we put, give all of them an ad spot.
Yeah.
In the magazine, and then whatever other, room there is, we can, I don't know.
What kind of filler?
Well, that's what I'm saying, like,
Most people
maps.
do like the maps, those
Yeah.
types of things.
math, whether.
And we were gonna have like a list on the back, like, remember, just like we did in the other one, of all the businesses and phone numbers or whatever, but I think maps are good, and like, information, like. Who's our electric company, who services us for cable, right, like those important things, where to go to turn on the water, to,
Those are things we could pull out of the Bartonville welcome package, right?
yeah.
And we have a lot of that.
Yeah, then we could put in the booklet,
Mhm.
for new, Well,
And if you do it, if you end up with 30 pages, everybody gets right read. And if it's free, nobody complains.
Right,
Everything's right read, you want page 3, page 7, whatever, right read.
This is a good timing because November is when we put the BCDC business ad in the Gazette. So we'll have all updated information to put in that ad as well.
Okay, I love it.
so how many copies do you think we go to have some, mailed, obviously, and then
Yeah.
some here
She gave me a really high number of homes in Bartonville that did not sound right.
Shirley and Lantana.
That's what I told her, and they said,
What kind of number was it?
Didn't you say we were like 2,000
okay, well then. maybe
Population
it's
700 homes, I believe, so.
700?
Yeah, cause I said probably 500, and it was something like 2,000.
Yeah, it's not, we do not have 2,000 homes.
That's what I want. And so she's like, I can narrow that down and do better. But she was just trying to give me numbers, so,
I really like this idea.
All of the stuff that, all the construction you're seeing right now, that is only 110 platted lots.
I thought we had, my most
Looks like
recent
a lot.
memory was 426 homes. Now, that could have been 2019, I don't know.
Right.
So let's say 700. You know, how many, let's say there's 700, how many would we want to get to have for people to say pick up here, if we can leave them here or wherever, you know?
yeah, we can mail them out and then still have some here for
Right.
all the new residents who come in, and.
We can give, well, you may want to give a stack of 20 to the businesses that have those
Yeah.
funds for them to hand out, so. You could easily get the 3,000 and make it worthwhile.
For sure,
If
yeah.
y'all thought that that's the way you'll go.
I like that idea.
So our cost for 3,000 would be,
8640.
Cost would be what, I'm sorry.
$8,640
Mhm.
or 3,000, and that's mailed, right?
For the digest, no, that's not mailed.
No, we went to magazine because we have
Okay,
so many businesses, so they can all have quarter size thing.
So.
And we have plenty of room,
Okay.
because we can mail those out too. And they look nice here, they look nice sitting at, all the different businesses.
so we're looking at magazine size,
Yes, sir.
32 pages, 3,000. And I thought we were gonna mail.
So mail's on the next page.
Mail and have leftovers,
Right,
so
right,
3,000 will give us,
The surplus.
leftovers, right, and then mailing. Yeah.
So this one, that we haven't looked at yet is the third one,
Yeah.
and I don't have that's on camera.
I'd say I'd give you this, but it's hooked up to everything.
It's 5,400 to mail. Well, that's mailing all of them. No, total price without postage, I don't understand.
I don't mean, I'm
I'm getting
looking,
lost.
total price without postage is 1,500, total price without postage, that's for the,
Mailing
This
service.
one's too
That's
much.
for, yeah, that's probably labeling, getting them all prepared, that's not the posted piece of it,
so we're,
if I were guessing.
so where am I looking at to find the total, if this says 5,400 for 32 pages, that's an estimate, it says, postage is estimate, I get it. But that, so 5,400 on top of the 80.
Mhm.
86,
Yeah,
Mhm.
so mailing would be additional.
14,000 plus your minus, right?
Yes.
I'm usually really conservative, but I really like this. Yeah,
And I just feel like it really, helps all the businesses, it's utilizing our money to do what this board was created to do.
I like it.
And it
Yeah.
stays in people's hands.
Yeah.
It's good for the town. It's a great resource for residents that already live here. I think it's brilliant. I just love it. I don't remember whose idea it was. I think it was yours, actually. I love it.
It was just bringing it back, because y'all had it before, and I think this does what y'all were talking about, when we were having those discussions about that, at the marketing committee.
Yeah.
This hit on all those points, and we've had some people go, hey, y'all used to have, do you have any of those, and we don't.
And I think when we did that before, we really didn't, and Jim, we can probably speak to this better than I, we just kind of did, it wasn't, we put some planning into it, but. Did we mail it? I think we might have done it for that. So do we wanna make a motion that we would, so I guess, can we do that? And what we would be doing is 32 pages. 32 pages. At a cost of $8,640,
And then 1,500 for the mail service.
5,400.
No, that's the postage. Mail service is 1,500. And then the postage is 5,400, so it's a total of $15,540.
You say 15,540?
So, hold on, let me add this. Are you doing that one, Brent?
So,
Well, I mean, I wrote it down, carried my one.
Jim, is this the one you said that that's inclusive of her like design work, if we sell that, or we
Yes.
give
So,
one back?
here it says artwork and design ideas section.
they're late to do it. So, now the detail on that, determining, this is gonna be really part, where, who gets what ads and what pages and whatever, that's determined by.
First come, first served, whoever turns in their ad first.
Yeah, and we have to have a date that, you know, and so it's not, I feel like we need to put some stipulations around it personally. Because, you know, some people might wanna like do all these different things, and it's like logo, website, phone number.
Right.
I feel like that's really what we need to do, right? And, you know, maybe their tagline or what they are or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like for me, it would be logo, luminous, low med spa, a conservative approach, whatever, website, phone number, well, you know, and then that's what we ask them for. And we give them a date that they have to turn it in by, so that it's not a whole shenanigan, and if they don't, they're not in there, period, end of discussion. Like, we can't have this carrying on for.
No, I have a deadline and so, any other thoughts, gentlemen, from the other side over here, what? Here, my only thinking is this, we don't, as an economic development committee. We haven't done a ton for the businesses other than
No,
when you come in and ask, we haven't really done. Site, we've done some site business, but they were very successful, and just that's what our purpose is, so.
yeah, I like this idea a lot.
Well, this is also in line with, the town is getting very limited on commercial space. So the focus becomes how do we help existing businesses thrive, and this hits that. And we're not looking to go out there and fish for big corporations or anything like that. This is a different kind of focus, and this does that. And again, it's a piece that, you know, what is the board doing? I have something in my hand.
Right.
Yeah,
What are we doing?
it. Feels good to me that we need to get anybody got any concerns.
So if we go with a half a page, since we're going with 32 pages, you can go a half a page for all of them. And again, first come, first served, and you know,
That's a good idea.
and generally they'll end up, they should have their own artwork assembled, I would think. It should be available, so you know, you may be able to cut some of the costs on that.
100%.
So. I'm not the brightest guy in the pack here, so who would, so we would have them submit their information to this person? And they would kind of set everything up, but it's. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta send, so we need to identify the brick and mortar businesses. We need to, get with the vendor and pick a cutoff date. And then we need to communicate to the businesses, hey, we're gonna do this for you free of charge. You wanna participate, you're gonna send your artwork, you know, send them the details by X date. If you don't make X date, snooze, lose.
Well, and
And you mentioned,
you know, find out from, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Shannon mentioned November.
Well, November, we have the, I don't know what the date is, but, my task came up that we do our annually, business list, cause
It's the shopping.
And the Cross Timbers
Yes,
Gazette,
across
yeah,
the Emergency Gazette, it's
It's like-
Christmas shopping.
yeah,
so it'll help us make sure we have a business list correct.
We probably don't know her timeframe at this point, what it would take to get something like this set up.
We don't, like,
It's
she was asking me what our time frame was, and I couldn't give her that, I said, you know, everything kind of, it's like, everybody has to vote on things, and I said, I can't.
Well, and we can find out though, whether it's quarter page or half page, she can probably give you both of those. She'll say, I want it in this format, you know, is it TIFF, is it whatever, you know. This many pixels, this by whatever, so again, those technical aspects. We want to get from the one doing the design on it. That way we can give the businesses that information, and as much as they can tailor that to send in.
What would be the turnaround time once they get all the stuff?
I did not ask that.
So ideally, I think you'd want to try to have it out before.
December.
Yes, I would think that they could probably do that.
Well, provided you get the people turning in their stuff on
So
time.
you just tell them, here's your date.
It's not turned in, because I'm dealing with 3 different companies, and I'm sure everybody has their own criteria. I didn't ask that, because I didn't know how long we were gonna even take to make a decision. So, but I can definitely get that answer to you guys probably tomorrow, and
You'll send it to me. I'll send it out.
Right.
Would it be beneficial to get a final, go back to Chasten, say, okay, this is what we want.
Give us a final
Can you
vote.
give us a final quote, so that we know exactly what we're.
Yep,
with the bailout and
What,
everything.
what do you need from us to make this deadline, you know,
Yes.
have it by November?
If you want it by November 15,
Yeah,
how much time do you need? When do we have to have all that?
We would want it that soon.
That's gonna be difficult because again, it's one thing about the ads, we're talking about all the other stuff that we want into the maps and stuff.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of updating our maps right now.
Why can't we do it like December?
I
December 1st, or December
would
15th.
say, I was just trying to go with the discussion. No, I'd rather be next year, early next year, but I understand trying to get that work.
I think it would be helpful for the businesses before the holiday season, for sure. I mean, just being a business owner, you know. Like I said, talking to a few of the businesses in town, they've been a little bit slow, and it's been disheartening. It's very sad, because you know, I'm friends with a lot of the business owners, and just everybody seems to be struggling. So, you know, doing things like this gives them hope and help, and you know, up for the holiday season, giving that boost, I think it would be really nice.
Everybody's spending their money at the grocery store.
And for real, it's very true.
Yeah, I've heard the same thing. People.
Even some of the restaurants.
The restaurants, that's.
We're looking
Yeah,
at a couple of them.
Yeah, I've heard that from 2,
Me too.
so just a discussion, no motions at this point, we want to proceed with. Any thoughts? What can we do?
Well,
The way it's worded, you can make a motion to do that. I'll bring a budget amendment forward next meeting. And we can start that process if that's what you are inclined to do, and I also get it for the council.
If you also want to include in your motions are that not to exceed amount, that way she has a little bit of flexibility to get the deadlines to with the company to see what we.
With that, yeah,
13 or 15.
I think the number we came back with is 15,
not to exceed,
540, so.
not to exceed 16,000.
16,000.
Oh, wait, we're gonna have tax in there, I bet, 17,000
You know what?
tax. Oh, we're tax exempt.
Yeah, and it says that on here.
I'm not sure, because it does say in here non-profit postage, we're not non-profit. Or municipalities,
Different from municipalities, I think we're not far off.
yeah, so I don't know if the
Right.
postage.
That's
yeah.
what they get an estimate though, so.
Yeah.
You want?
I still think we should make a motion of
Yeah.
with this not to exceed $70,000.
I would agree.
Render motion.
Include the company and the not to exceed in your motion.
And the what?
The name of the company that you wanna go with, and then the not to exceed amount.
Right,
in your
yeah.
motion.
Okay. I make a motion, as that the board, accept the proposal by Chasen Printing for 3,000 quantity of 8.5 by 11 magazines. That is 32 pages, in length. With a, cost to not exceed $17,000,
Including.
including postage and mail service.
Do I have a
I second.
second on the motion? All in favor?
Before I move, just got the proposal from Chasen Printing for 3,000 copies, 8.5 by 11 magazine size with 32 pages, including postage,
Mail service
mail service.
not to exceed 17,000.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
And
We good to go? Are you ready, Shane?
Yes, thank you.
do we need to verify the cost on that, or based on what is printed here, is that?
I'm actually gonna verify it, like you asked, I'm gonna reach out to them tomorrow and ask them the date too. So I'm just gonna be like, just so I understand correctly, this is what, you know, and I wanna get it all in writing as one thing, you know what I mean? And then I will send that back to you. And then I'll ask about the dates and I'll send that back to you.
And I'll pass
That's
it out
okay.
to everybody.
I will do that
Yes.
tomorrow.
We're gonna get a final quote, and that's why we said not to exceed $1.
Okay, we need to go on item 3, Old Town landscaping maintenance update. I think the horses are due to be polished maybe in October, they said when it cools down. The landscape was going to be started, I thought in October also.
I think so, also when it cools down.
Oh, I need to confirm that one. And I think it's greening up over there pretty good. It looks like.
It looks so much better now. Again, we've lost another tree.
Yeah, and that was an extremely, I mean, was that a mesquite tree or was that it's not a big tree, is it?
It's not real big.
No, they wanted $2,100. I got 9 trees taken down for $3,000.
Yeah,
Mulching, I think so.
Evergreen's not really geared for that.
No.
They'll do it, but it's,
I'm thinking that's a $300 or $400. I don't know, but you know, look, I wanted to go look at it. I just didn't have a chance to drive by. I don't know when. So is that something that, well, I don't know, looking at what we need to do with that, anything with the tree looking down, you know?
I'll get tree shepherds or somebody else.
But that's,
Oh, yeah, I like 1, 2, tree.
What is it? 1, 2, 1?
1,
One,
2
two,
for a tree.
Like JUAN, yeah, that's who I use and he's a hoot, he's a hoot and a half. And that's what I use.
that's really the only thing I'm thinking of over, do we have anything else? I mean, everything's looking pretty good. It's greening up. We'll get the horses polished, get the new landscape in, and, I'll confirm all that. But I we'll be in October, I believe. You did tell me search going on. So really, we are where we were, yeah, except for the dead tree.
I don't know, I guess I slept or something, but what are we including, what is the final land, is the landscaping gonna change from what's there?
Well, there's,
Is there?
you know, we removed all the dead, a lot of the dead stuff is gone.
Yeah,
And then we were gonna come back with some plants, and there's a diagram and a list of plants that they're gonna install. And we've got that packet somewhere, I don't have it with me here.
I'm making a note, I can send it out to everybody. We can, yeah.
Once they get it put in, I'll confirm that I'll stop by and confirm that they did what they said they were gonna do. And to make sure it's all in there and the sprinklers are working the way they should and.
We live in, conservative plants, you know, water conservative that don't need a lot of depth because that asphalt under the dirt. So,
Yeah, we had to do that. Right, you remember there, they left the road underneath it when they put the dirt in. So, any questions on that? Anything else? Anyone wants to know? Item 4, town hall property improvements. The subcommittee met. And, kind of put the brakes on anything other than cleaning up back there at this point, just to kind of see where everything ends up, how it looks, what's really back there. It's just so hard. We walked it. You can't walk through back there. So in order to get a view of what's back there, the thought is to clean it up. The other concern was, in the future, that may end up as parking. Was that a kind of a,
We have 9 parking spaces on this side of the building that over half the space actually sits on Rick Hopper's property. And so he has proposed a development over there. Now that has expired. And we're having to go through the process again. But in that design, we lose 9 parking spaces. So they have to at least consider that. So that was moving more to clean up and see what we have and plan on that. Part of that also was though, general fund would pay for the cleanup. They would ask BCDC.
Yeah, they would
Because not
ask us.
making any improvements, so they would not ask BCDC for funding.
Right, so we would have to be involved in that, but it's more, let's clean it up, see what it looks like back there, see what we got going, it's, how big it really is, it's really hard to tell.
Yeah.
So that's the update on that, if there's any questions on it.
Are they actually starting to go ahead and do that, or?
It'll go to council next week, for the bids to see if they want to move forward with it.
Cause we also own that property across the street, right?
Now, we've talked about that one, but
So,
so
yeah, the guy wants, yeah, the guy wants way too much money for it, it's small, maybe he bought it for one reason, but couldn't do it with that after he found out the zoning. So it had been talked about, this is just my experience, they want to buy it for parking, but the guy wanted, a lot of money for it.
Well, maybe he started paying property taxes now.
Yeah, I think they just checked on it, it was Jim, Roberts and Keith Randall, and talked to him recently. It was,
because he allowed them to use it for the 50th if it was needed, so they had those discussions, but it was still. They felt it was still way out of market for a landlocked piece that you can't do anything with it. So it never actually should have been parceled off from the other piece of property because it does not meet any of the standards in all of it, just for any kind of development, setbacks or anything else with lot size. So,
Well, we'll just let him sit on this mother.
I don't know, not much can do with it. So that's the update on the property improvements, I guess no more when council decides to. That item 5.
Yes.
Okay. We had our quarterly payments come in, so we're actually getting closer to the projected number for the sales tax revenue. I won't have missed it by much when we get, the final number in September. But y'all did make up for any miss on the sales tax with your interest, it's way over, so we're actually already over, budget projections for your revenues. Just a little, but you're over.
Can you, I know you can't give us numbers for locations, understand, but what Jennifer's heard and I've heard is that some of the businesses and the restaurants were not doing as well as they were in the past. Has that been evident in any of the? Man, we've got new businesses and we've had our existing, so the new may be making up, but I'm just curious.
New is making up an overall, again, I will say the sit down restaurant segment is not as healthy as it was this time last year, let's say that and leave it, so I'm not, there's always too much information, from the confidential reports that we get. Yes, the sit down dining is a challenge right now.
And how's, I guess you can't tell me how Kroger's doing, but is Kroger? Or that Kroger that
Retail.
is retail offset the restaurants, meaning are people spending their money more now at a grocery store versus going out to eat? They're not.
At retail, are they spending more money at retail than they're
Retail,
going
sorry.
to eat?
It would appear so. Based on the numbers, it would appear that that is the case.
Gotcha.
And again, that the increases are really more related to the new businesses coming online than expansion of business, existing business.
Because apples to apples from last year, same businesses, same time frame of the year, we're down.
Yes. So total expense for last month was $265.85.
Expenditures.
The one line I would have you look at is on page 8 of your packet, 105289 marketing. You've got $5,800 in there. So again, I have to go back and look at my number. Y'all had 30 some odd thousand still available that you could move into this category, because you're allowed to spend 10%. So that's why I'll bring a budget in, but once we get good numbers, I'll bring a budget in the next meeting that will be to council. That's that up. You'll just take it from your reserve fund and move it into that line.
Why would we do that?
Just to cover, so we don't overspend that line item, it's with only $5,800 left, if we spend 17,000.
Then that budget line item would be upside down.
Well, right, and for audit purposes, what we do is take it through that process, if we take it, y'all have a reserve fund, you just take that amount. Plug it in there, y'all vote on that, the council ratifies it, it keeps it clean for the audit, so that we always go through that process. It's so I can't go spend way over on something and just hide it, that's part of the government process, make sure y'all are all seeing those things.
And this would be next fiscal year budget, correct? It's
Oh,
for September already.
you're right, it's.
Sorry.
Scratch everything I said, because you will be in your October 1 new budget, so whatever that line item is what you have. If we need to amend that, we will, sorry.
Sorry.
I hate your end, no, I'm sorry. She's here to remind me that it's your end every day. And what she's going to have to close it out, so.
We're budgeted for the corner Christmas items, right?
Yes, you're on that.
What did we decide on the Kirsten stuff, did we?
We have the budget, I sent off for a request for a new proposal for this year with the sleigh. To see what we're gonna get, I haven't got anything back, but we all have that in October probably, well, I should have that.
And you got any other
Any other
questions?
questions? Okay. Discussion of development activity, new business, perspective or expansions.
Andy's open today.
And they haven't started Swig yet, right?
Yeah, what I heard from the developer was that they're looking at modular structure, and now, once they get everything fixed, our design, they're gonna do a stick build. So ground up.
Did that only with much?
He's only around here, don't take that
Yeah.
modular up, throw it.
They're not as great as they thought they were, they're plug and play.
Right.
Uh,
We don't have an open day yet for Wingstop.
that's been in the process for a while, hasn't it?
I think they passed their final for health, but they. Other than that, we don't know why they're not open yet.
I haven't been to Whataburger yet. Anybody been there and how busy was it?
It's been busy, yeah. I saw somebody found some sort of a piece of metal in their hamburger.
Oh.
Posted that all over Facebook.
Construction debris.
Yeah.
All right, they were slow yesterday. That was my first. Blip. Service was, you can tell they're still training. But that was my 6th time since I have an app and it actually said, it will not accept my receipt because I had entered too many for that day. I didn't know that was a thing.
If. Marty, reserve, any update on what he said?
They're doing they should be doing the groundwork now. They've got a early grading permit.
And that's going behind the 7-Eleven?
Yes,
And what are they doing?
that'll be a wedding venue and chapel.
And.
And
they
they
will-
will do well, because I look for my son who's getting married, there is none around it.
And then will this parking then to where the,
Parking will be, a lot of the parking will be under the power lines.
yeah, we're by, on to the left, you're facing 7 to the left and 7.
Yes. And then we hope that'll help fix some parking, just the party piece as well. Cloud 9 is adding, I think we've got plans for their last finish out space in the Cloud 9 building. So the parking gets tight over there sometimes, so this is supposed to also act as a relief lot when that's not being booked. Definitely.
Any feedback ever from, we helped them with that electric car parking up there, does that get used? You're okay.
It doesn't get used to.
We didn't help them, I didn't think.
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Yes. And no, it doesn't get used.
Wondered about that.
And I don't ever, it's really bizarre how little it's used.
Yeah, we didn't give them the total amount, but then they paid to get it put in, but they wanted to add some spots too, and that was the future. That they wanted to put X amount in and then.
They built it for expansion is what they did, and I'm shocked because when I leave out here every day, I can count at least 30 Teslas
Oh, heck, yeah.
before I hit, Flower Mound Road. On 171.
None of them want to park in front of Marty's coffee.
Right. They're charging it home and then they'll have to worry about it.
I mean,
And does something like that show up on a map, like if you own a Tesla, does it show up?
Only if it's a Tesla.
so they will show up on ways, for
Yeah.
people who have ways and such, but enough people have to go sort of check in there and show that it's there. For it to show up, right?
Well, I heard the pricing we asked him about was fairly high. To charge there.
It sounded like it, but I don't know how to charge a camera center.
There it is high to charge them, cause a friend of mine's daughter has one and we stopped at the regular gas station that had Tesla charging. And you do everything through your app. And so she, she plugs up, we're in this. Kind of like this thing walking around, I'm like. So how do you know how much it is to charge your car? And she goes, oh, you don't until after it's charged your Tesla app. I'm like, oh, no.
Well, that's what he said over here. I'm saying, let's say it was 40 cents and his was 70 cents. It's gonna be more expensive over here than others, so that could play.
When he said that, it's not cheaper than gas.
No,
No, and he said they was hoping that it would help people kind of linger longer and.
It was a revenue generator.
Yeah, because I mean, I have clients at Direct Justice who would never, like, they would be so put out just to go in and do that. It's not gonna be good.
Was there something wrong with it's coffee?
No, they just don't wanna park there to charge their cars.
Walk all the way over.
Yeah, and then walk over
Cemeteries.
Okay, now.
Yes, now my clients are deep as a girl, they're like, oh, yeah, okay. So-
Place.
Yeah, they have these chargers in their own garage that they have installed.
Oh, well,
Oh, yeah. So, and that's kind of that area over there, you know, I just didn't, and it's as dead as I thought it would be. So,
I don't know what I'm doing.
yeah.
I am.
Oh, I do,
Yeah, nobody will board me because I know my partner.
that's exactly what I do. It's always a thing.
any other, so Andy's just open, I thought I saw cars going through there.
No, they kept parking a car in the
Ah,
drive-through to
okay.
keep, because they were still working inside doing
Okay.
training. So they park a car just kind of, just outside of the drive-through so people wouldn't come through,
Okay.
because I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
But now it's open, so I
I
can go.
I went over to Casamia and there were kids hanging out the window, giving people custard and people driving through.
Okay.
How fun.
But don't forget Marty B's has ice cream too, so you got,
Yeah.
You know, I didn't need to go there.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so good.
it is good.
I need to go.
Yeah.
Mint chocolate chips, they're mint chocolate chips.
Ooey gooey is good too.
Takes it two step.
Oh,
Their waffle cones smell really good when you're in class.
This is all we want is food, right?
yeah. Oh, sure.
If I walk from one house to there and then back, you know, for sure.
I had lunch at, Rom's, maybe 3 months ago, 4 months ago. And they knew that Marty B's was gonna open, and I think Andy's was already under construction. They said, we went from no ice cream in the whole area to just, where do you wanna go?
Yeah.
And I didn't know that was a thing, that was apparently a thing.
Oh yeah, I had some dental work done last week and I was like, I had Whataburger shake for lunch one day and then the next day I went to Marty B's and had their ice cream. And I was like, I'm just have ice cream every day. It was terrible, but it was yummy to eat.
Yeah, my brother-in-law moved the meat market to across from over there by Bronx. Then you had 2 more open up. He's like, we've been the only meat market in this area for 70-something years.
There's everything.
Yeah,
I think everybody still goes to that one because
We
they know it.
spot everything down there from downtown Louisville.
Yeah.
yeah, they
All
don't,
of our-
my sister and brother-in-law don't own it.
Yeah, they end up being a employee.
Investment
Yeah,
company.
yeah.
It's an investment company that owns it.
Yeah,
They run all the money the employees on.
great. Perfect. Anything else for future business, discussions or any future items? Anybody has?
Again, I'll look at y'all's new budget, and if necessary, I can bring forward a budget amendment, but so early in the budget, we may just overspend that line and then do a mid-year adjustment.
Okay.
And that's allowed too,
Okay,
so.
and we should have a final quote by next meeting, right?
I'll try to get it to you tomorrow.
Here.
So I will send it you on, more. Yeah, when you put me on something, I'm like a pit bull, right?
Girl.
Right.
Absolutely.
I get
Don't
on
mess
it.
around.
Yeah, I don't mess around because I'm afraid I'll forget if the truth be told.
I understand that.
I'll forget it. If I let it sit a day, it'll leave my brain. Like I will go email her when I get home, so that it doesn't leave my brain. So.
Well, if there's no future items at 6:45,